and welcome back to Talk Tuesday.
On the Tuesday.
Before we get into today's Talk Tuesday, I just wanted to quickly remind you guys that there will not be a Talk Tuesday next week, the 27th, because in place of it, there will be a Talk Tuesday live stream. So I'm gonna do Talk Tuesday lives every once in a while. There still will be Talk Tuesday on my channel, no need to worry. But I'm gonna be doing the first one on an app called Airtime, and I will have the information in the description box as well as a link to last week's video where I explained what the live stream is going to be all about and everything. So be sure to check that out. So today we're going to be talking about astrology, and I have really no idea where this video is going to go. I didn't prepare anything, but I know a lot of you are always requesting I do more videos about astrology, and over the weekend I got an insane amount of comments, tweets, Snapchats, Instagram comments, everywhere, of people freaking out, oh my gosh, did you hear NASA announced that the zodiac have changed and I'm no longer a Capricorn or an Aries and I don't fit my new sign, and what is Ophiuchus? Basically what happened, which first of all, Ophiuchus is not a new thing. It's been talked about for years and years and years. It really surfaced in 2011. I remember it was a big deal, and so I think that's happening again because all of a sudden I just woke up to so many tweets Saturday morning. NASA announced that in the zodiac wheel there's a 13th sign, but the biggest difference here is there's a difference between a constellation and a sign. For example, there's Vedic astrology that follows a sidereal, and then there's Western tropical astrology, which most of you probably know about and understand a little bit. But it is what I follow, and it is not at all influenced by the constellations. I'm not going to be able to explain astrology completely to you because it's an extremely intricate science, and yes, it's a science. Most people don't understand that, but I think over the years it has been turned into this pseudoscience, voodoo shit, and it's so not. Astrology is not magical. It's all based on the equinox and the seasons, and that's what Western astrology is based off of. It's about the planets and how they affect us. It's about the different houses and the different aspects. So this constellation has nothing to do with the zodiac wheel. The problem is that all these news sources and all these people that are talking about Ophiuchus don't understand astrology at all, and so they think that by throwing in this 13th one it's disproving the whole thing, but it's not at all. Most people that don't understand it only know astrology as a magazine horoscope. You look in the horoscope, and if you're a Scorpio, it says you may find love on the 13th, or you may find the pot of gold. I don't fucking know. Those things are such bullshit, and most people who actually know about astrology and understand it don't follow them. I feel the most common argument and misunderstanding of astrology is that people think that astrology is saying that every single person is 1 out of 12 personality types, that there's only 12 personality types in the whole world and we're all broken into 12. It makes no fucking sense. Can you imagine if 1/12 of the population was the exact same way? It's not. I made a whole series where I talked about each sign, but I was talking about the sun sign, and it's very general. That series was just for fun. I don't go too deep into astrology because it's so hard to understand, and I would have to make so many videos to really explain it to you all. But you are not just a sun sign. You are so many different aspects. You have a moon sign, you have a rising sign, you have so many different elements to you based on where the planets were when you were born. And then the biggest thing to understand is the zodiac wheel is a wheel. It's 360 degrees, and it's broken into 12, which makes each section 30 degrees. So picture a big pie. It's a big pie, and it's 360 degrees because that's what all circles are, if you didn't know that. I don't know, these schools these days are failing everyone in math because not everyone apparently knows that a circle is 360 degrees. But it's broken into 12, and so there's 30 degrees in each section of the pie, so they're exactly even slices, right? And then each one of those slices is broken up into another 3 called a decan, which is going to affect someone's personality based on which third they're in. And the exact degree and the time they were born also contributes to their personality. That's really how intricate this is, and there's no room for a 13th zodiac sign. It has nothing to do with it. If you really understand astrology, then the whole 13th zodiac and Ophiuchus is just this silly little annoying thing that won't seem to go away. Let me try to explain this a little to you because I'm trying to think of the questions that I'm going to be getting about this, and I want to make more videos. I do. Maybe we'll talk about moon signs and ascendants. I think we really should go there because I feel a lot of you are actually interested in it, and who doesn't? Even if you don't believe in astrology fully, I don't know if I believe in it 100%. Isn't it still interesting to learn about something that is different and new to you? And I just find like really anything somewhat interesting to be something that I am willing to spend my time learning about. So if you want to learn more about astrology, I'm more than happy to make more videos. I'm gonna try to give you guys an example so you understand, like, what do you mean I'm not just one sign? Okay, so for example, when I was born, the sun was in Taurus. So I'm a very strong Taurus, but that doesn't mean that I am exactly a textbook Taurus, that I'm gonna follow all the same things, which is like, you know, financial success and stubborn and blah, 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 whatever. I'm actually so many different things. Like for example, my moon sign, which is also Taurus, it falls in Taurus. Moon is all about like your emotions and your inner self. I mean, each planet and each aspect are different parts of you. So wherever those aspects are going to change your overall horoscope. So my rising sign is a Libra. So I am heavily influenced by Venus. There are very many famous and successful people who follow astrology, who take it seriously. For example, JP Morgan, who we talked about in my Titanic conspiracy theory video. JP Morgan was clearly a very fucking successful man. He even made a statement when he was alive that said, millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do. Astrology is so cool because it helps you understand yourself, understand the world around you, understand why your mom was the way that she was and your dad was the way that he was. And there's just so much that people, it's not just a horoscope in a magazine. It's not just 12 different signs. I get so tired of fighting that argument with people like, how could everyone be divided into 12? Dude, you don't get it, like, at all. For example, my best friend, she was born on the 24th of April. I was born on the 22nd of April, same year, 1993. And we have very different charts. Just because we're both Tauruses and we're born very close together doesn't mean that our charts are anything alike. It's all about the positions of everything when you were born. That's why astrologists need your location of birth, your time of birth. It's very precise. I don't want to get into everything too much in this video. I'm sure it's already seeming really confusing, but hopefully you guys can ask questions in the comments and then I can maybe make other videos about it in the future. The planets influence the earth. In astrology, the sun is a planet. It's hard to explain. When people see the sun, when you go outside, you're normally in a good mood. You feel like uplifted and happy. It's like the sun. The sun is like the sun, you know? And then the moon gives another type of sense and like another type of mood. And the moon in its different phases affects our ocean in its tides. Think about it. Our earth is mostly water, and it affects the water that much. And your body is about, I think, 50 to 65% water. And so imagine the effect that it could have on you. So if you don't understand astrology and you think it's a bunch of bullshit, I challenge you to look into your sign, to get some books, to actually educate yourself about it, and then finally see that it's a lot more than just a zodiac sign. And I bet so many of you are saying, well, why does any of this have to do with Ophiuchus? So many people use Ophiuchus as a way to disprove astrology, which is so fucking annoying because it has just nothing to do with Western tropical astrology. So your sign didn't change, you are still the sign that you are, your sun sign, but you should totally look into your birth chart. I'll put a website below where you can generate your natal chart and it'll explain it to you. I have two different websites I normally use for that, so I'll put them both in the description box. Please do not email me your birth chart and ask me to explain the whole thing to you. You guys would be shocked at how many people ask me to do it. You know how much work that is? Girl, I am not a free natal chart service, but if you take the time and really try to figure everything out, it's very interesting to learn about yourself and to learn about others as well. You know, ask other people for their birth information, see if, you know, just play with it a little bit and learn. Maybe read a book. I have a great book that I would highly recommend if you want to start learning about astrology. I have two books, one for interpreting your chart that I really like, and then another one that's just basics of astrology that I think does a really good job of explaining it. So I'll put both of those below. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You learn about it and you still think it's a bunch of bullshit? Then, you know, you don't have to believe in anything. That's what's so cool about this world. We can all just think what we want. So I hope that made sense. That was probably the most rambly and confusing video. So if you're one of those people who were freaking out about your sign and thinking it changed, don't worry about it. It has nothing to do with it. The tropical zodiac wheel will never change. You will always be your sign. So no need to worry about that. If you fell under the Ophiuchus sign and started to think that the traits were really fitting for you, that's probably because you're actually a Sagittarius. I think I'm saying it wrong. Ophiuchus, I think it's Ophiuchus, but a lot of the Ophiuchus traits are actually very similar to Sagittarius traits. So that's probably why you sort of connected to that. I hope you guys enjoyed this Talk Tuesday. It was really random, but that's it for me today, guys. Be sure to leave your sign in a comment below, or other aspects of your chart if you actually know them. Put them in the comments. It's so interesting to read and see what you guys are. Let me know what kind of other astrology videos you guys would like to see. But I hope you guys are having a great day. Be sure to tune into my live stream next Tuesday. Remember, there will not be a Talk Tuesday video. It will be a live stream on the app Airtime. I will link the video where I talked about it below, and a link to download Airtime in the description box. That's it for me, and I will talk to you guys next time.